Right, right. It is Monday night. Welcome everybody to Detect America. In the house, in the house. We got a good one tonight, guys. You're gonna love this. We're gonna get right into it because it's gonna be so good. In the house, we got Frank, Mr. Hollywood Lopergola, the gold digger himself, Ronnie DeGhetto, and tonight our special guest, one of the busiest guys in coin collecting out here. We have the vice president of the NGC Coin Grading Company and a man with a resume that's like a mile long, Mr. Miles Standish. Mr. Standish, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
The important stuff. Miles, did they mention that I was on TV? I just want to we try to tell everybody that before we get started.
You know what? I am going to start running this show where I can just cut him off.
Thank you for having me here. And by the way, those two times that he was on TV, I think they were like a heartbeat moment, literally a heartbeat long.
Yeah, that's about as long as they were.
He's like, oh, there's Frank. That was it. And he swears that's him. He's like, I swear that's me. So before we get into interviewing Mr. Standish, just a couple quick announcements. Everything we do is going to wait till the end. Tonight, as you know, we are giving away a gold coin courtesy of Rob Rizzo, who donated a coin to be given away, a 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle. Okay, we're going to do that at the end. We have a special announcement for Florida Hunt 7 coming up at the end. I put a post out there today. I got some feedback from people with some questions. We're not going to be able to watch the chat as much as we do because we're going to get right into this interview. Mr. Standish, please tell us about yourself, sir.
Thank you very much for having me here. I feel honored. It's an interesting vocation of a hobby that I call, a lot of collectors have different interests, and this one I think is very interesting in what you all do. My background in coins is just one hobby that I'm interested in, but it's basically been the independent third-party grading of numismatic coins. And that's what I've been doing for over 35 years of my life in the coin grading business. NGC, which is the world's largest certification company of coin grading and certification. We have other divisions that do stamps and currency and comic books and trading cards. So we're a multifaceted company of collectibles type companies. Like I said, my background started like anybody else's. Basically at 8 years old, collecting Lincoln cents and then pulling silver out of rolls of coins propelled my interest in the hobby. You could probably say that in the late 70s, early 80s, I was besides a coin collector, started buying selling coins. I was also a stacker of gold and silver at a young age. Roughly in my teens, I was the supply chain to a lot of teachers that I had and schoolmate parents that also wanted to buy gold and silver. So it kind of started with both coin and gold and silver interest. So that's just where it all started. Where it went on after that, I was one of the founders of Collectors Universe, that was the parent company that owned PCGS and PSA baseball card grading. I've been with NGC 5 years. A lot of things that I do today, besides looking at large collections of coins, I come up with a lot of what I call added value certification. Something that I created over 20 years ago was adding different themes, colors, photographs to the actual label that goes inside the NGC holder. And there's been a huge demand for that over the last 20 years. You may have heard of things like First Strike and Early Release. Those are all, First Strike I created in 2004. At the time I was with PCGS, NGC came out with early release. And these are programs that I've helped grow the interest in. After that came autographs with coins that started in roughly after 1999 with the state quarter program. But I've done autograph programs with 2 former U.S. presidents, over 50 Hall of Fame athletes, baseball players, football players, basketball players, to both celebrities and war heroes, great generals. General Tommy Franks, who was the commander in charge of the Gulf War when we attacked Iraq and
Right.
Afghanistan. But Gerald Ford and H.W. Bush were 2 of the presidents that I've worked with. And those programs are continuing on with U.S. Mint directors and also designers of U.S. Mint coins. John Mercanti, who designed the Silver Eagle, him and I co-authored together a runaway bestseller of the American Silver Eagle book. That's in its 4th edition already in the last 10 years. But these are just a few different things that I've done during my career, and I'm also getting involved in designing of actual coins too. So that's something that I'm. It's another area of joy that I enjoy to be able to deliver the message that I want that I believe collectors will be interested in.
May I ask a question in regards to the actual gradings of coins? Where did you get your knowledge from?
Well, I always say it started at my mom's kitchen table, and the rest of it was either achieved by buying and selling coins. When you buy a coin for a certain amount and you sell it for more, you remember that coin. But when you buy a coin for, let's say, $300 and you sell it for less, you never forget the knowledge that you had about that coin and why maybe it didn't merit that value that you thought it was worth more. But in my teens, I was buying and selling coins, and it wasn't until I went to work at a grading service at 19 years of age, and that was because I already knew how to grade, and continued to grade nearly 10 million coins, in my 35 plus year career.
Miles, I had a question. How long has grading of coins actually been in existence? I mean, is this a recent incarnation, or is this something that developed long before you were involved in it?
I started grading professionally full time in 1984, and it roughly started by I think it was 1979, 78 by the ANA. Right in there, the mid 70s, the ANA, the American Numismatic Association, started doing some authentication work in the 70s. Somewhere, if I remember right, I want to say it was about 1977. And I, don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, I haven't had that question asked in a long time, but roughly about 1977, I believe the ANA started numerically grading coins. And encapsulation didn't start until 1986, where coins were individually encapsulated by a third-party grading service, meaning the company that certified them didn't own the coins, didn't have any financial interest, and were paid a service fee to grade them.
So someone entering the field of coin grading is gonna basically, there's no college to go to. They're going to come in and they're going to learn on hands at a grading facility. Is that what you're saying?
Well, sometimes we have interns that we work with to train grade.
Right.
Might be an intern for a year or 2 or 3 years, 4 years.
Sure.
And kind of bring them up the scale of, as I say, you might start them with something that's easier than, say, like a 200-year-old large cent.
Right.
But there's definitely, we have an intern program that we do that. Which didn't exist when I started. You either knew how to do it or you didn't, and you probably didn't get the job if you didn't know how.
Wow, that's awesome. It's just, I think it's an awesome field and very interesting. I mean, and we're gonna talk about a lot of great things that have come along with you in your grading field. But I do have some questions I want to ask, and I kind of prepared myself because I felt it was important to do in this situation. Okay, the big question. I think it was Hamlet who asked this on stage with Shakespeare during his soliloquy.
This will be good.
To grade or not to grade? That is the question.
I'm having a hard time getting past soliloquy.
I'm surprised she pronounced it at all.
Frank, don't you start because you know where I'll go.
That's,
Yeah,
that's a big word for a Monday night.
and such a small-minded person. But what should a person consider when deciding to have a coin graded or not?
Well, I think that that's a personal choice of obviously the owner. To know that it's gradable or not, you may want to show it to a trained expert prior to, and we can probably get into it a little bit later in your questions. But NGC has over 2,000 authorized dealers around the world, and there might be one in your own hometown that you might seek that person's opinion if it's worth putting the money, if it's worth giving us the money to take the opportunity to grade it. And if it's if it's an obvious non-gradable coin, we really don't want to take your money. I mean, we want to grade the coins. That's our job. We're in the grading business. What we would prefer to have a coin sent to us that is a benefit to you.
Right, and that's what we're trying to get to. Is people pop up with these coins. They find I don't even want to talk about just metal detecting, but they have in their collection a 1921 Morgan dollar that's been circulated and sitting, and they go, oh wow, this is a treasure. I think I should have this graded. And there is a point where grading isn't going to help that coin make it any more valuable, or even the cost of grading could be worth more than the coin.
Something that's in circulate. Granted, a Morgan's a wonderful coin, one of our favorites. But if it's in regular circulation, and just about every coin dealer out there is going to have a Morgan, it is a regular common date Morgan that's been in circulation. Obviously, does it have a benefit to being carded?
No, it doesn't. I mean, we're talking about a coin that's a circulated Morgan dollar that's probably worth about $20-25.
Right.
You're going to put nearly that into it by the shipping and the grading fees and the back and forth shipping fees. So we're not looking to grade that coin for you, not because we don't want to, but we don't think that you probably want to put the grading fees in top of a coin that's still going to only be worth $20 or $25.
Right. You almost go in the hole over the value of the coin just by having it graded, because you're not going to gain value by simply having it in a card. That
right. And we're not looking for your money on those kind of things. We want to see coins that add value. Our work adds value to you, the collector or dealer that owns that coin.
Yeah, that's the thing we see on coin collecting forums and pages. Everyone goes, should I have this graded? And everybody hits it from all angles of yes, no, blah, 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 blah. But people do have to know out there that not every coin in your collection needs to go and be graded, because it's just not the greatest market for it per se.
Right.
But then again, sometimes you may ask, and listen, guys have great eyes on some of these photos in these forums, and they go, yeah, that's a really nice coin, and they give the person the right advice.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, that is it's a low mintage, go get it graded, and they get the right advice that way. So basically, if you're new to coin collecting, you should understand that there's a time to grade and a time maybe not to.
Sure.
Okay, so as you know, we're a metal detecting group, and with that in mind, we dig coins out of the ground. So, and we know a lot of times people are finding coins that They're going to be labeled as environmentally damaged. Guys are digging out coins that have holes in them. So what should a detectorist take into consideration on deciding whether to have a coin graded or not?
Well, again, it's, discerning what you have and making that decision. And, we do have a curation service that's available. Sometimes we recommend that to people when they've sent in a coin that needs it, when it has maybe some type of environmental issues on the surface of the coin. If a coin comes out of the ground and it's really eroded and crusty, I'm probably not going to recommend that gets graded unless it's, an extremely rare date or variety.
Right.
That means that, we do have encapsulation that says, hey, this coin has erosion or environmental damage, but because of rarity, it's still a good idea to have it certified. But, a common day coin that comes out of the ground that has problems, you don't spend the money.
We had a gentleman send in a what was it, 1793 chain cent, and they sent it back saying they wouldn't grade it. So but we do see in metal detecting, we see some really rare coins come out, and we see some of the silver ones getting graded real nice and are worth it.
Sure.
So I think that's awesome. And but I think a detectorist has to consider a little bit more, do a little more research, because he's found this coin.
Absolutely.
Now, we know that a person, a numismatist, numismatic coins definitely should not be cleaned by people themselves. That coins with that natural patina.
Right.
This was just a question. What's preferred, the natural patina or not? But we know that if you have a coin in your collection, don't alter it, correct?
Yeah, I kind of like 50 or 100 years of patina on a coin.
Right.
That is attractive, and it's not dark and ugly and dreary.
Mm-hmm.
But I always say coins are treated the opposite of your mother's sterling silver flatware. That is, your mother's sterling flatware needs to be bright and shiny with no tarnish, and where that adds kind of that patina that's lasted, or it's taken 50 years or 100 years to get on an old coin, is a good thing.
Right. Yep. And how about, does toning, and I know patina doesn't affect the grading. How about when a coin tones? Does that, when you send in a toned coin?
Patina. When I talk about patina, I'm talking about toning on a coin.
Toning as well. Okay.
And if it's attractive, I mean, there's collectors that'll pay monstrous premiums for beautiful rainbow silver dollars or toned commemorative half dollars. Toning, as long as it's relatively neutral or positive to the eye, that should be left alone.
Right. It does, and it does add to the coin as well. I just want to ask you.
By the way,
yes.
One of the hardest things to teach any individual learning how to grade, it's hard to teach them eye appeal and what is attractive to other collectors when it comes to patina. It's extremely hard. It just, it really takes looking at a lot of coins and understanding the whole vibe of toning.
So we know that you grade coins from all over the world, coins that I probably don't even know existed or what they are. What did you do in your career when you got somebody sent you a coin, even before the internet, and maybe you didn't know what it was or where it came from? How would you research that coin?
Well, I mean, obviously, when you're in a grading service, there's a lot of collaboration going on, and it's never being too bashful to learn from somebody else. But there obviously are things that if you have a unique coin, it isn't like you've had a lot of experience with it, right?
Right. So
you apply the same standards of grading, across the board with a lot of different issues. And obviously, over time, the more and more coins you see, the more and more that you learn. But there's a lot of collaboration that goes along with fellow numismatists that are also coin savvy and that have had different kinds of experiences.
Were you ever stumped on a coin? Like you got it and you go, what is this?
Yeah, I could say, on world coins, it takes more research.
Right.
U.S. coins have been relatively, it's pretty standard. You know what to expect with U.S. coins typically, but some of the world coins, some of the obscure countries or obscure coins that you haven't seen, sometimes you don't know enough about them.
So I guess then you got to hit the books.
Yep, absolutely.
You got to hit the books in that. Counterfeits. Let's talk about some counterfeits. I mean, I have personally seen counterfeits in slab holders. People are out there counterfeiting coins left and right. Do people try and well, I guess they're not trying to fool you, because I guess a person doesn't know if it's counterfeit or not. But what type of volume do you see on counterfeit coins coming in?
If we get 300 or 400 counterfeit coins a month, that's not unusual.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
That might be out of 200,000 or 300,000 coins a month.
You're pulling in that many coins a month.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
There's only been a rash in the last 10 years. There was a period of time in the 90s where it had kind of diminished quite a bit. The things that I used to see in the 90s and the 80s, they all came from the Middle East, made in the 70s, and they were usually gold coins. Now, the American coins that you would see that were not gold, you'd see the 09S BDB cent that had an added mint mark. You get a 16D dime, a 14D penny, 32D Washington quarter. You had a lot of mint mark kind of counterfeits that I believe were made in this country. But prior to the 90s, you would see a lot of U.S. gold coins that were actually made of gold, and they were made in the Middle East in the 70s
as fakes, but they still had the gold.
Right.
Now, give me a rule of thumb. What would you suggest to someone who, I kind of go by the rule sometimes when people have these rare coins, whether it's a rare Morgan or a rare gold coin, that usually the more chance of it being counterfeit is more of the rare type coins, like the 1877 Indian head or a rare Morgan. What's that? The 1878 S, I think it is. That's what people should look for when people have a bunch of rare coins in their hand and are trying to sell them to you at a very modest price. We'll say that's when buyers should beware. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's no Santa Claus in numismatics.
Right.
If a certified coin that's portrayed as a certified coin, you may want to do the online verification of that holder.
Mm-hmm.
Coin.com.
Right.
But rare coins are not sold at a discount when they've been, and quite honestly, if you've got coins that are treacherous on the authenticity level, you should make sure that there's an agreement that they have to be certified before they, the sale is complete.
Well, let's face it, in today's day and age, there's a lot of fishy sales going on out there with the internet and
especially online. Absolutely.
Online. I do want to let people know that, the one way we have discovered fake slabbed coins is that most of the companies, you especially, you can go in and put the certification number in the web page, and they show you a picture of that coin. And if you look at the setting, because they use 4 prongs to hold that in, sometimes those plastic, you look at the positioning of the coin,
Mhm.
the picture's the real thing, and you compare that to what you're holding in your hand, and because a lot of fakes sometimes can really get you if you don't know what you're doing. And one way is to match the picture up on that site, and we've done that to find out some fake coins in the slab. So that's one benefit to the companies. They're putting the pictures of them online.
Yeah, well, we do photograph everything before it leaves NGC, both front and back of the coin. There has been a problem on occasion that unscrupulous people from China have manufactured things that aren't real.
Yep.
But there's been a lot of policing going on. Excuse me, a lot of policing going on both eBay and some of our efforts to quell that quite a bit.
That burns me up because it is. I mean, you can go on certain sites and buy these things, and you know, people are getting ripped off with for some big money. A 1 ounce gold coin that is fake, and people are buying them, and they're just getting taken. And I hate to see that.
Well, there's that chain of custody of going back to, the different people that have sold it to them in this country.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's just a shame that it happens out there, but I just wanted to let people know that that's what happens. Before I get into the grading process, I just want to ask you. I know you love American Eagles. What's your tip in investing in gold Eagles or silver Eagles? And you said the different labels are markup labels. Is that what you called that again? I'm sorry.
Added value.
The added value. Okay. So the added value label. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to go out and buy Eagle and invest in silver and gold Eagles right now?
Well, I never tell people, what to invest in. I always tell them to buy what they like.
Right.
Um, the American Gold Eagle, is a very recognized gold coin around the world. Obviously, there are other ones too, Canadian Maple Leafs, that are very popular. There's a lot of different silver coins that people can buy. For me, I like the American Silver Eagle. It was a book project that I wanted to do that because nobody else had done it, and I think it needed to be done because the base is so large. The interesting thing about Silver Eagles that when they originally were going to started the Silver Eagle program, it was to move through a government stockpile of 115,000 ounces of silver. Well, as of today, 35 years later, since 1986, the U.S. Mint has made 600 million Silver Eagles.
Wow. Wow.
So, and that's quite there. There isn't a single coin that's been more popular for people to buy than the American Silver Eagle. But if you can just think about what the original idea of the program was, they release new coins every Monday from the U.S. Mint, and the demand has been a global thirst for those coins.
Right. Right. And really coin collecting has taken off. And the funny thing is it kind of happened to me, like it seems like it happens to a lot of people, that all of a sudden your grandparents or your parents leave you a coin collection, whether it be a small coin collection or whether it be a large coin collection, and you take it on as a family heirloom, and it sparks your interest in coin collecting. And that's what happened to me. And I think it's awesome. I sit with my granddaughter and we look at coins, and it really is a good pastime. So do me a favor. Let's talk about the process the coin goes through once it arrives at NGC. You got a box that comes in your door. What happens after that point?
Well, there is obviously individuals can lead to NGC, or they can go through an authorized dealer. And if you want to submit to the NGC website and join our collector society for direct submissions. But we get lots of packages every day. Those packages, when they come to us, they're received by the receiving department, all under camera. So we recognize every invoice and every coin that's been received, and that's accounted for with commission. Each coin that's in a flip receives a unique barcode serial number that pertains to your original order, but it's what's given to the grader when the grader actually looks at the coin, and he can't determine. There isn't any way for him to find out who submitted that coin, so he independently will get to grade that coin.
But from
And
what I understand, just to interrupt you, I'm sorry. When that coin comes in, you guys document and videotape, number one, the opening of the box.
right,
There's a pretty strict chain of command that the coins go through, correct?
yeah, everything has a camera right above the person opening that package. So if it says, basically if it says coins on the invoice, you'll see that person would have counted them out, so that the number of
Right.
coins match the invoice. And then all those coins, they receive that unique number on each flip that they're in, so that stays with them through the whole process,
Right.
all the way up to grading and then encapsulation, and then it's verified again at the end before it's shipped.
Because I always worry about, like I said, what NGC wants sometimes in the grading of coins is when they come from the mint, not to open the box. So here I am taking a box, putting it in a box and sending it to NGC. You know what I mean? So,
You're buying some of the new products that come out.
oh
And
yeah,
and you're trying to meet the criteria for either first day of issue or
Right.
early.
right. But my thing is, what if, you never know what could happen. But so go ahead. Now the coin comes in, and now go ahead. It goes through strict chain of command, and what happens to it on the grading table?
Well, a minimum of 3 people grade that coin.
Wow.
Once that coin has been finalized to its final grade, it leaves the grading process and it goes to the encapsulation side of the business.
Can you tell us exactly what to grade the coin?
Well, each individual grader will independently grade that particular coin.
Right, but what do they?
So
Do
it's
they
being graded the same way each time by 3 independent people, and so
Like-
if they're doing their job, all 3 grades should come out pretty
Right.
close to the same.
check and
Well,
balance?
Yeah, there's
Well-
checks and balances. Everybody
Mhm.
gives their independent opinion on that coin, and it isn't finalized till it ends up coming back to the grading room and confirmed in the holder.
But what do they look for? Do they use microscopes? Do they use any certain tools? Just eye or?
I will tell you this, that in my 35-year history of grading, on certain coins, like circulated coins or rarities, that's probably the only time that you might want to use anything more than 5 power magnification. I'll just tell you, I've never graded a single coin with a microscope. You can't
Wow.
you can't grade a coin with a microscope.
Okay.
You might, and quite honestly, 90% of my history of looking at coins has either been with a 5 power magnification or the naked eye.
Wow. Wow.
Because there's a variety, there's just a number of coins that get sent into a grading service. You don't need anything more than that. I'm not saying that we don't have a percentage of our work that we have to, that we don't have to have,
Looked at a little closer, maybe.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's a very small percentage that needs, beyond 5 power magnification. Now, I might want to look at a mint mark, or might look at an edge of a coin. Maybe I'll use a 10 power. But, for pure grading, for the actual grading, not the authentication work, but for the pure grading of it, it's been naked eye or 5 power magnification for me my entire career.
And authentication, you're going to look a little closer, because if people are
Right.
adding mint marks on there, you can't do that with the naked eye. But that's under a suspicion, and you need a closer look.
But if you have somebody that submits 500 uncirculated, say 63 or better quality Morgan dollars, they're common dates. You don't have
Right.
to worry about authentication. That isn't. You always keep your guard up, but on certain things, you don't think to have to when it's a common date coin. But generally speaking, you're just determining, after you've determined authentication that it's obviously a common date 1881 S Morgan dollar and 64, it's pretty easy.
So what are some of the things that I mean, I guess you've caught them trying to add mint marks
Sure.
and changing dates or I don't know, trying to add errors to them or something, right? I mean,
Well, most of the time it's either, added mint marks are one of the biggest authentic things with non-gold coins. That's one of the biggest things that's done to them. Obviously you don't see people, you have people sending in coins that they think are double die, where it's only created by the striking die itself, and it's not die. But added mint marks are pretty easy to catch, and you just have to have a keen eye to catch them when they come through.
So it takes a lot of experience for a grader to become we'll say fluent in his job, or
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
All right. When the coins come in, like you said, and before you actually do a grade, do you actually check the diameters, the thickness, the weights to verify that they're on key?
Well, there's so many coins that you just don't need to do that. Some of the rarities, sometimes we get metals in that we're not sure the metal content, that we have some examinations like you're talking about. But grading is used for so many coins that with coin grading experience, right away if it's real or not.
You see 10 gazillion Morgan dollars. The first thing, you're not going to ask yourself if it's real or not. You can pretty much tell just because you're so familiar with that coin.
I've seen, I've actually been to Asia. I've seen the counterfeit Morgans there. I've seen the counterfeit Morgans here in this country, but let's just say they just haven't gotten that good.
Right.
It isn't really easy and obvious to tell.
I just think it's amazing how you guys can, and it's from the years of experience, but you guys can pick that stuff off real quick. And I think that's great, for folks. So,
well, remember, we're always cheered on when we grade the coin what you think it is. But if we tell you something about it you didn't know,
right.
Nobody ever gives us the accolades for saying.
Honestly, I had an 1878 Morgan, Carson City. I wasn't sure if it was real or not, so I sent it in for grading just to kind of have it authenticated, and it came back as cleaned. I never knew that, and it's good to know, but I was just happy that it was a real coin.
Sure.
I thought it was one of the better fakes out there, and I was sending some other stuff in, so I said, let me throw this one in there. And I have a subscription to NGC, and I'm very happy with it. I really am. We did want to talk about the forms. Guys, if you're going to sign up for a subscription, I can tell you one thing. Those forms are tricky to fill out. Read them thoroughly.
You can do them online.
Yeah, you download them online, but they're like, if you miss a box, like, you got to go over it and over it and over it and check everything, because you don't want to make a mistake. They're a little intricate, and
we want you to send us what you believe you're sending us. We want each coin described in each line item. We want an insured value, so while it's in our hands or the post office's hands, we want it insured properly. And obviously the selection of service that you're requiring or requesting, we want to be accurate on that too.
I've always had, and if you have any questions, call. I've always had the best service from your folks that answer the phone. If you don't know it, they'll walk you through it. They'll help you. They were so awesome to me every time I've called, because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not the brightest bulb in the string.
We don't like to say anything.
I know you do that. Yeah, so nice. That's what I figured I was going to get. All right, listen. We got through a lot of the basic questions. Now we get to talk about the fun stuff of what you've done in your career. Tell me what. I know we're going to get into one aspect, but what was you handle rare coins from all over the world. tell us a little bit about some of the coins you've graded, and or some of the rare. People want to know some of the rarest things and some of the values that
Well,
you've.
the the $1796, which is the world's most expensive coin that is sold for $10 million. That's a Smithsonian quality kind of coin. From the most expensive coin to the least expensive coin, I've been able to touch them all. All the 1913 Liberty nickels that have sold for in excess of $1 million to $5 million. I've been able to grade all of those. It's been kind of I can remember sitting in the grading room, I believe it was 1989, and still hadn't had a coin sell for above $1 million at that time. And I think it was an $1804. I think it sold for $970,000. But now there's several hundred coins that are over $1 million.
Yeah, like nothing.
But remember, 1989, though it seems like yesterday. It's 32 years ago. It's amazing what things have happened in 30 years plus. But all the great rarities, they've passed through my hands. I felt like I've been able to be the museum curator prior to them being encapsulated, because I got to I got to grade them and got to touch them before they were encapsulated.
You're the last person to touch them, huh?
Yeah, and besides world coins and U.S. coins, the great shipwrecks. I graded the first 5,000 coins that came out of the SS Central America.
You tell us about that. What was that like?
Well, the Ship of Gold was a nice experience to be able to have, because like I said, I got to touch them all. The pristine quality that came out of that shipwreck were just amazing, and it was because it was a deep water shipwreck that preserved the coins with literally mint luster like the day they were made.
And keep going. Tell us why. I love this story.
Well, the thing is, if you heard that I said a deep water shipwreck, the SS Central America coins that sank in 1857, I guess it was 58, was in 8,000 feet of water. Well, a lot of your metal detector people know that when they go down the beach, if they ever find a coin that's been on the beach, the surfaces aren't all that nice anymore because all that shifting sand. Well, with the SS Central America coins that came up out of the ocean, out of 8,000 feet of water, with that pristine mint bloom on them still, with very little curation to, take off any of the silt or anything that was, I want to say almost barnacles. There is no sand at 8,000 feet. So those coins, the preservation of those coins were literally maintained waiting at the bottom of the ocean to be found.
Wow, that's amazing. And does the pressure, the voidness of oxygen have anything to do with preservation of that?
Hey, don't be talking dirty to me. I don't know answers like that. Okay. I'm not the scientist here. I'm just telling you, you know what? I'm just the guy that's been told to authenticate them and grade them. Okay. That's not fair.
All right. That's just my guess. All right.
So that had to be an experience. I mean, you were saying they brought them in, they must have brought them in by the truckload or something, right?
Well, I got to tell you, what came in by the truckload was all the bars.
Uh-huh.
There was hundreds of bars from anywhere from an ounce and a half to 85 pounds.
Jeez.
Yeah, there was one bar. It was either 80 or 85 pounds. And you can Google it on the internet, but look up the bar called Eureka.
I did.
Central America, and I believe that was the biggest bar found from that recovery.
You told me about that, yeah. So you don't grade the bars, you just authenticate them. And
well, you know what? When the Central America hoard came in, the bars came in at too, because they were all insured at the same location. And, it's just fascinating to see all the different variety makers and bar makers back in the day. And, I was never, that Eureka bar was probably the most unique thing that I'd ever seen.
And you got to touch. You were the last one to touch all those coins before they went in a sealed capsule.
Yeah, and that's highlight fun for me. Obviously, getting to grade all the $18 and 13 lib nickels and great rarities over the years. It's it still makes your heart pump when you get to see something really great. And I'm sure it's no different in what you folks do with metal detecting when you actually find something when you've been going out for I don't know if you go out for 2 hours at a time, but I'm sure there's days you get skunked, and then there's days you go, wow, look what I found. It really keeps you charged up next time you do it.
It is. We have our group. We're all like treasure hunters. We're all looking for that next great find. And whether you're on the beach and you find a gold ring or a big diamond ring, or out in the fields and you pull out an old coin or even gold. Listen, Frank's found a couple gold coins, man. There's guys digging up some serious gold and old rare silver coins across this country. You'd be surprised. You really would.
And the cool thing is where sometimes you find them in places they have absolutely no right being, and yet they pop out of the ground, and it's just amazing to you.
And I'm sure when you find a nice big diamond ring, you guys put those in the lost and found ad, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. First thing I do.
Well, honestly,
yeah, rings and stuff. We actually give a lot of rings back.
We actually are. I'm part of a group called the Ring Finders. They're part of the ethics of metal detecting is if you can find the owner of some rings, because people are finding school rings that they can find the owners of. And a lot of people get their stuff back, and sometimes it's even families.
That's a fabulous degree of ethics, and that's great to hear.
Right.
That's the first thing, especially first of all, we love to show them all. I mean, somebody like me, I love to show them off if we find something outstanding. So it kind of lends itself to you being a little honest with the ring because if somebody spots it. If it's got a mark on the inside that we can possibly get an identification off of, or a mark on the ring, absolutely. We've given over the years dozens and dozens and dozens of rings back.
And we will get phone calls from people, whoever, a family member loses a ring or a friend of a friend. I'm actually on the internet, part of the Ring Finders webpage, that people down the beach in Jersey lose their rings on the beach, and we go run out and get them for the folks and return them to you. We're not always, there's many people, like that was part of what I was telling you about, of how we like to endorse the good ethics of metal detecting. You get a school ring and they can be traced, and there's people that have gotten their family members' school ring back when they lost it 65 years ago.
Yep.
That's fabulous.
And a lot of times the news will cover these things.
And for the beach hunter, trust me, there's plenty of that stuff that's never going to be identified. There's plenty of gold bands out there that have no markings. So there's a little bit of that juice too. But when you can, we do.
Yeah, well, not everybody who loses a ring is going to call you, but when they do, it means they care enough. And we get some nice pictures, and we like to get our kudos and promote the hobby. I mean, I'm sure that's part of your heart and soul, is promoting the hobby of coin collecting, and that's the way we are. That we're out there promoting the hobby of metal detecting, and that is really one of the foundations of us running this metal detecting page, is to be like a family, to do the right thing, have fun, and everybody enjoy this hobby.
You gotta leave a good. I mean, we've been out and dug reals where we've given them to the homeowner just because they were so enthralled with finding it on their property.
Sure.
And I've seen Frank meet other detectorists out on the beach, and he's giving them things. Here, take this, take that. Oh, you're just starting here. You need this, you need that. it's better when you do this in a friendly environment. It's more self-rewarding to be like this than to be the guy that goes out there and goes, "Oh, I got a ring and it's all mine." You know, we've met those type too, and you know, if that's the way they want to live, that's the way they live. But not us, not us. You know, us three guys here are for our members and doing what we can for our members and just exuding happiness in this.
And you know what? It's brought a lot of friendships, a lot of good times out in the beach and out in the dirt,
Yeah.
and that's sometimes that's what is more important than sometimes. Sometimes I pull a nice coin and I gotta put it in my pocket, but
or jump around and tell everybody about it.
yeah, usually I'm screaming. The last gold coin I had, they had to bleep out my video of it.
And this is why we do this. We do a show twice a week, and we're dedicated to our members and getting guests such as yourself. I mean, this is a big score. You know, it's this definitely tops the show that we talked about, a medical procedure that I had.
Come on.
Close, but it's good. It's better.
We say we're like Seinfeld. We're like a show about nothing.
Nothing.
Sometimes it's about metal detector.
Sometimes we talk about metal detecting. But again, I want to thank you so much for being here. We're gonna
Extremely informative, Mike. Extremely informative.
And I don't know if you are on our page, but we'd love to have you on Detect America page. And you're welcome to come on and promote and just joke around, because I'll tell you, that's what I like about you. Is you're down to earth, easy to talk to, and communicate. You know, and are nice enough to do this for us.
Well, I'm going to make sure I tell my wife tonight I'm a big scorer. So just so she understands that.
You know, yeah, but please don't call me and try and get me to do, you know, a reference over the phone. Just she'll have to just believe you. You can watch the rerun of the show or something. But
No, I think what I have to tell you this. One of the things that I can tell that what you all do, obviously with, you know, a high degree of professionalism, honor, and interest, is it's something from my childhood too that you know, I had a piqued interest in, you know, and obviously it went along with coin collecting too. You know, it was that treasure hunting instinct. And I'm sure you know, I can imagine what it would be like for you to see what some of these treasures look like on these coins that come to us. But the stories are just fantastic.
Oh my God, if I could sit in that room and just see all the coins that when they're opening the boxes, I'd be like, oh my God.
You know, sometime if you're down in Florida, we'll get you into Sarasota and figure something out and get you a little tour.
You might not get me out of there.
Yeah.
You're probably better off not.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, be careful what you because you might find me in the lunchroom eating everybody's lunch and stuff. I have bad habits.
Well, we're looking for retired police officers that have a numismatic interest and background. So you never know.
Don't tempt me. I'll come down there, man. I'll be the security guard there, man. I work up here, and they kind of have me doing something on those lines. So I want to thank you again. We're going to let you go for the night so we can get on with the show, and maybe we can get you back on again. I'd love to have you back on as a guest again.
All you have to ask.
And I know that
after we have you on and you've spoken for an hour, in the next 2 days, we'll be reminded of 12,000 questions that we should have asked you.
Oh, I've been watching the chat, and everybody wants to, you know, like, can you grade that for me real quick? You know, they want me to do that. But everybody in the chat is appreciative, and trust me, there's a lot of people that had a lot of interest in this. I watch the chat as it goes. I can't sit here and read it, but you know, so we'll say good night. Ron, would you like to say good night?
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you for a little couple of minutes that we had to talk before the show. It was very nice.
It's nice meeting you, Ron.
Absolutely. And,
Miles, thanks so much for being here tonight, buddy.
Hey, it was nice meeting you as well, and being on here. You know, if I'm ever welcome back, I would do it, and I'd be happy to show up and help out what you're all trying to do and add to what you're trying to do. So just
anytime, we'd love to have you.
And I will do it.
You're the best. And Frankie's going to cut you out of the show. You go have a good night, and I hope your back feels better.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you understanding.
You got it, my friend.
Absolutely.
Thanks
All right.
again. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Take care.
Now, see that? Such a nice gentleman like that to come on our show. And, you know, the guy he's the vice president of a multi-million-dollar coin grading company who took the time. He actually hurt his back today after telling me he would be on the show. Took the time to come on and talk about coin grading with us, and that's the best.
Yeah, and guys were pounding me with questions about the ugly box, and you know what? We actually spoke about it beforehand. I said we weren't going to try and develop that battle, and he was very cool about it. Steve even asked him, "Can you tell if it was clean with electrolysis?" He says, "Yeah," because if it was overdone, if it was underdone, because if it wasn't overdone, no, it's not that big of an issue. But we weren't going to blow the argument that would have ensued with the chat. Not with a generous guest like that.
Well, he has trade secrets he cannot discuss on the show, and that was one of the reasons that just couldn't.
We weren't going to go in. We weren't going to go into the fact that he owns 12 ugly boxes. It's all right.
But I can tell you that you can trust your coins with NGC. Most of all of my coins have gone there for grading, and they're going to come back. There's a couple in there right now. They're so flooded with them, it's pathetic. But they come back. They do such a great job, and you know when you're sending in older coins, you got to know it might not come back the way you want.
Am I supposed to send Greg Rapallo a link?
No.
Okay.
But we're going to give away the gold coin. So I just want to read what Greg wanted me to put on here tonight. Okay.
Yeah. So Greg has a big announcement for FH7. Steve's got the written copy.
And then I'm going to take the names and we'll do the wheel. We'll get away with gold coin. So if you're in
and then we'll give Greg his gold coin that he's going to win.
If you did not like our show, make sure you like the show. I got 180 right now. I just saw. So in order to win the coin tonight, you have to like the show. It's at the top of the chat, and we're gonna do that in just a few seconds. Okay, we did pretty good. It's 8:58 now. So I got to get this chat up from. I'll do it this way. Son of a gun.
I'm surprised that when he said he works on designing some of the coins that Frank didn't ask to have his picture put on a coin.
Well, we wouldn't want to break the news tonight because my coin's coming out soon. So when it comes out,
okay.
I almost went somewhere completely different about a coin right now. We'll leave that up.
Here is the announcement for Florida Hunt 7, directly from Greg Rapallo. Okay. That they're proud to announce First Texas Products will be attending and will be sponsoring the prize pool for Florida Hunt 7. He has known Russ Balbarona
Russ Balbarona, yeah. I couldn't think of his name.
For over 10 years, and we will finally get to meet as well. Thanks to everyone sharing this event, the word is getting out there. And this deals with Fisher, Technetics, and Bounty Hunter. So I heard that this is a large cachet coming our way in regards to
good. Let me tell you what, you guys have been on the show. No, I got a real soft spot in my heart for Fisher. I love Fisher products. I love the guys at Fisher.
All right, I'm going to start copying the names right now. So if you ain't in, you ain't in. Which leads me to also the
the Bachelor's on. You got to hurry up, dude. I'm missing the Bachelor.
So, of course, see this ain't any of my computers. This is Facebook. So again, with the Florida Hunt, okay, guys, let's get registered, paid, okay, because Greg has a lot to do in regards to this hunt. When it comes to organizing prizes, food, he needs to know, everyone, if you're going to show up, please register and pay as soon as possible, because Greg's got a lot of accounting to do. in this regards. So that's what we want to, get it done. So right now I'm copying all the names. We're going to do the giveaway. This is going to take a few seconds to get all the names going. And I got 192 names to copy right now. This gold coin is being donated by Rob Rizzo, who the winner will contact. Remember, we're going to call your name. You're going to have 1 minute to respond. And hopefully we give away a gold coin, So just copying the name down. Ronnie, do you got anything for us to take some time?
Well, really not too much. I know, I've already booked my flight down to Florida. We've got our rooms. The three of us got our rooms, and I'm looking forward to this. It should be a really great time. So, I spoke to a gentleman the other day, called me up asking me about the event, and we chit-chatted a little bit, and he was a disabled vet and stuff, and he's coming, I believe, from Virginia. So he's going to be coming down. Going to meet a lot of nice people. The word is spreading, and it's spreading like wildfire. Maybe this is coming at the right time with COVID and everything else, and people want to get out. We have KG and Ringy coming. There's rumors of more folks coming. We got a lot of people in the field coming, such as Carolyn from Kelly Co. Ron, Chuck Smalley. Chuck Smalley's coming down. Yep.
I hear that
Debbie
dude that
Sadowski.
invented the Ugly Box is going to be there, but I can't wait to get you.
Debbie Smakowski. Some idiot with this Ugly Box thing. I don't know what he talks about. I got to drive with you the whole way, man. You know what? He's going to get there bloody.
That's why I'm flying.
Frank's already having anxiety issues about the ride.
Listen, all I know is that nobody be offended. I will be masked the entire time.
An update on me. It appears that my wife and I probably didn't get COVID. I'm ready to come out of quarantine. We took our test today. So, we're going to start today. We went out, we ran a couple errands. I'm not going to expose myself to others in any major fashion, but we went out, we ran a couple errands. I'm wearing a mask, keeping my distance, but we haven't showed any signs or any symptoms of COVID, which amazes the hell out of me. I don't get it. It was in our house. It was very contagious. I don't know. Just didn't get it.
Maybe you have a good immune system, buddy.
Well, we got
Really?
like our buddy John. Our buddy John got it. He got it bad.
Yeah.
He was in his house with his wife and kids until the day he dropped and had to go to the hospital, and none of them got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a good immune system. Unless cheesesteaks and
Pizza's the best thing for it.
It might be the cure: pizza and cheesesteak.
Wow. All right. I'm going to take a shot. This
Oh,
took
wait.
me a while.
I got to say this, and I'm going to apologize because I forgot to bring it out. It's on my dining room table. I will take a picture of it and post it later. But my friend Josh Kimmel and Tambra
Not again.
sent me. No, listen. One up. First of all, and everyone knows I love candy corn. Well, I kind of like candy. Period. Sent me a tin of candy corn flavored fudge, and she took the thing of fudge and she cut it into little candy corn shapes. And needless to say, I ate half of it. But thank you guys so much. That was awesome. It was fine. You got here fine, Josh. It tasted like it was mailed yesterday as opposed to 3 weeks ago, but it tasted great.
All right. I've now downloaded 192 names. But where can is there any way to clear this?
See, guys say it sounds disgusting. You guys just don't have any good taste in candy. Candy corn is like a staple, man.
Yeah. I like the picture of the candy corn pizza someone gave.
I know it's on my wall.
Okay.
You might
Here
as well
we
just
go. Here we go. The moment you've been waiting for. Now, I just want to say, if the winner wants to forward the coin to me, it's okay. You can do that.
Yeah, you'll get a chocolate coin in its place.
Yeah,
Wrapped
I
in
don't even
gold
know if I
foil.
get that. You're getting candy corn by the pounds. All right, here we go. Guys, can you see the wheel?
Yeah, right about there. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good
a little
enough.
bit. Yeah, good
So
enough.
if I click it, you'll see the winner, right? Up, down, around, or what?
Right there, right
That's
there, right there, right there.
perfect, right there.
All right. All right, here we
Perfect.
go,
Stop moving
folks.
it.
Remember, you're going to have 1 minute.
Oh shit.
1 minute. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it a name I've never seen? Matthew Carr. Matthew Carr, number 130, Matthew Carr. You now have 1 minute to respond to us on Facebook. If everybody would just not post anything so we can get Matthew Carr in here. And if you guys see this, looking for Matthew Carr, you have 1 minute. That's a name
Matthew Carr is here.
There he is. We
All
got it.
right. There we go.
Wow. Congratulations, Matthew Carr. Now, there's some type of dedication going on because he sat here for this whole show.
No, it was a good show.
It was a great show. I mean, it was a great guest. I mean,
Because
know.
we didn't talk about the ugly box.
but remember, I will tell you something.
That's
After
right.
last week,
I talked
Sure.
about it enough all day.
you talk to them. Do they ever answer you when you're in there talking to them?
Depends on how much I've had to drink while I'm building.
Are you
So-
gonna send Miles a book, a signed book?
I don't think
Sure, if he
one.
wants one, he's got it.
I don't think he wants one. But so here's the deal. Matthew Carr, you're going to send your information to Rob Rizzo. He's also a member of this page. I haven't seen him in the chat, but he could be here. So if you have any problems getting in touch with Rob Rizzo, Matt, you can contact me and we'll help you out with that, okay? But everybody is congratulating you. And
Nice to win
awesome.
gold.
Awesome. You get who else gives all this stuff away like we do? No, nobody gives away this. I mean, metal detectors,
Wait a minute, who donated the coin?
Rob Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Rob Rizzo. I just want to make sure you mentioned his name again.
Oh my God, yeah. And listen, Rob, if you guys want, friend up Rob. He does great,
Yeah, Rob does good
Awesome.
videos.
awesome YouTube. Awesome YouTuber. And that's what we had him on the show, and he impressed me with his YouTube. And
He did this one video I just love. It was about, what was that product called? Oh yeah, the Ugly Box.
Nah. Well, it wasn't prophylactic, was it? No.
He prophylactically did a Ugly Box video.
we went, you know what? We had a great guest, awesome show, and we just throw it right in the toilet. We just take a good show and we just
You got to end up
Mom.
there at some point in time. So.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Hey, I'm surprised. Remember the days when the show just wouldn't stick, wouldn't really stay broadcasting, and oh Jesus, don't get me started. But I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And I'll tell you something, it was tough for me to land that guest. It was tough. And I'm seeing we're going to have Greg back on eventually in another couple weeks to, guys, keep boosting Florida Hunt. Like I said,
Absolutely, yeah. Push the Florida Hunt. We want to make it as big an
only
event as we
because
can.
only because the more accurate of account he has as he goes on, the better the event's going to be. Okay.
Prizes, food, everything.
Oh, there's Greg's in there now. Greg, we're going to do them on Thursday. We'll promote that for Thursday. Greg has donated an ugly box and an ugly book, and we're going to give them away on Thursday's show, right? Another one.
Awesome.
Another one.
To build.
Huh?
I'm still building the first two we gave away.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Thursday. We'll give away Thursday.
I just saw what John wrote about, Frank,
That's it.
in the chat.
I didn't say it.
You responded to it. No, in our private chat.
Oh yeah. I know that's crazy, huh?
Wow. Oh boy. So, all right, Ronnie, you want to say goodnight to everybody?
Once again, thanks for bringing us into your home. We enjoyed it. Again, thanks for everything. Have a good night.
All right, buddy. Good night. Guys, let's not forget our sponsor, The Gold Digger, Ron DeGhetto. Awesome. I know we know I saw a lot of things in chat. Oh, Ronnie's not talking. Well, we had an interview with a guest on tonight that was pretty important. We try to incorporate everybody in.
I'm not a big carded coin collector. Steve does it profusely. So it's obviously Steve's definitely taken over the interview. I don't know enough about what goes into carding coins.
But you were interested in the show tonight. You really were.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because the process is interesting, and then we starts getting into the stuff that he's had to grade. Especially the South American. That's awesome.
This guy has seen some stuff come across his table, some really, really rare and expensive stuff that they are entrusted with.
Absolutely.
I just like the fact that I'm telling you, I like the fact that he's down to earth, loves the joke, and that's if you don't have that type of personality, you ain't making it in Detect America.
Yeah, you got to be able to go roll with the punches a little bit, go with the flow.
Yeah, because we were about having fun. I mean, so I was gonna say something, but we gave away a nice gold coin to a lucky winner tonight, and great. And we're gonna try and get more interviews from more prominent people like that. It's tough to do. It's tough to do. This man has no time, and he took his time out to come onto our show. And let me tell you something, man, that was tough. I was afraid. I was worried. So
yeah, well, listen, because you know what, and we kind of bridged that gap a little bit because we got a lot of coin collectors coming on Detect America now, but
hand in hand.
Prior to that, it was always that, you guys, it was kind of little two sides of the fence thing for guys that collect, high grade carded coins, guys that dig them, but that's definitely not the same.
But as we have detectorists on different levels, there's the guy that just got into the hobby, might go out once a week compared to people that are on a beach 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are coin collectors in the same respect, that you could own a collection of 3 coins and appreciate collecting coins. And then there is people out there that take it serious, look for the rarest of coins.
Right.
It's all relative, and you'd be surprised how many people on our page actually collect coins as a hobby, and inside their collection are the coins they find metal detecting.
Yeah, for sure.
And then on some of these coin collecting pages I'm on, when they find out you can find coins metal detected, they want to buy a metal detector. I can't tell you how many people I've brought onto this page from coin collecting sites.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We have a ton of them these days.
Because they have an interest in it as well. So we did great on time tonight. 9:15. We are just like perfect on time.
We're cruising.
I want to say thanks to everyone out there. Rob Rizzo, is he the history digger? Frank?
Yes.
He is. Yeah. Yes, he is. Matthew Carr. He is the history digger. So I want to say thanks, guys. Let's keep our eyes and ears out for our fellow members who might be sick or, stuck in a house from COVID. Let's make sure we check on our other members, because that's really, really the main thing. We're here for each other. So, buddies, cash me out of here. Good night, everybody.
All right, man.
And we'll see you Thursday. Thursday night, we're going to give away at least an ugly box and an ugly book donated by none other than the Florida Hunt coordinator himself.
Lucky Papalo.
And every time he comes up with a announcement, you hear it here first.
He must be slipping. He didn't win the gold coin tonight.
Don't even say that, man, because you know what? If Matthew Carr didn't answer up, he probably would have won the. You know, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Hold on, let me just go in there one more time and spin it again.
Just
See,
to see.
I'll just tell you if his name would have came up or not. Okay, I'm not going to say whose name shows up, but we'll just see if it. You're not going to believe. No. Nah, nowhere near.
That's good.
Nowhere near. I don't see his name anywhere near. Like not the next one or anything else. So yeah, old Lucky Paul's Papao. I love it. All right, get me out of here, buddy. Good night, everyone.
All right, man.
See you. Bye.
All right, guys, that's it. We will see you Thursday night. Don't forget, we're going to give away an Ugly Box, Ugly Book. We got some coins we're going to give away, and who knows what might happen. Everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we